What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now here behind me we got my 2024 Honda Civic Type-R in Boost Blue Pearl we picked up a few weeks ago, and in today's episode I'm going to give you guys an exterior tour of what features are on the Civic Type-R compared to the base Civic. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the Type-R and how it compares to the base Civic. All right, first things first, 2024 Honda Civic Type-R in Boost Blue Pearl. And let's go over the fine details of what's on the exterior of this car as it compares to the base Honda Civic. So let's go ahead and start with the rear. So start at the bottom right here. We got the center triple exhaust. As you can see, the center exhaust outlet is bigger than the other two. And then you got this rear diffuser right here. Some people say this is functional. I'm not sure on that, but it looks really good. You know, you got the built-in fins right there. So I see no need to change the rear diffuser. I mean, this is almost perfect right there. As you can see, the rear diffuser actually wraps around to the rear of the bumper and how it protrudes out. And I believe these black accents with the reflector, this is Type-R exclusive. Okay, moving up north from the bumper cover, we got the hatchback taillights. Now the Type-R taillights, I believe, are identical to what's on the Civic Sport and Civic Sport Touring hatchback. Now, as you can see with the taillights, these things do have built-in LEDs right there, that strip right there, and this strip. And then this right here is the built-in brake light right there. So let me go ahead and put the camera down, and I'll give you guys a demonstration of the taillights here and how they function. And a view of the rear taillights. As you can see, the LED bar on the bottom and obviously on the top right there. And then you got the amber turn signal, which is not LED, by the way. All right, continuing on with the rear, you got the Civic emblem right there. And this is actually not black. So it's got like a bronze hue to it. So this is not black emblems. Same thing right here on the Type-R badge. This is like a bronze emblem right there. And obviously the R is red with the bronze accents. And then dead smack center, you got the red H emblem, which is Type-R exclusive. And moving up north from the taillights, we got the rear spoiler. I mean, this rear spoiler is really pronounced. I mean, it's not too overboard. It's not too low. So I think it's just right for this car. So some people might not like it, but some people do. It's actually grown on me. And what some FL5 owners will do is actually remove the spoiler, drop it off at a body shop, and have it paint matched to their paint color and reinstall it. That looks good, but you know, I like the gloss black as well. And you would think that the rear spoiler would hinder your view in the rear view mirror, but it actually doesn't. You can barely tell it's back there. Okay, as we progress to the front of the vehicle, as you can see, this rear fender right here, this is actually a lot wider than the base Civics. So the bodywork is a lot different than like the Civic Sport, Civic Sport Touring, you know, LXEX, etc. So I don't know if you can see the bulge in that fender right there. It's much different. Now, as we're on the topic of unique parts on the Type-R for the body, so basically the rear bumper cover, rear quarter panel, rear door, front fender, hood, front bumper cover are all unique on the Type-R versus the base Civics. I believe that the roof and the front doors are only compatible with the base Civics. All right, moving past the quarter panel, you get the rear door, which actually matches the bulge on that rear quarter panel. So this rear door is actually wider. And then we move south, you got this fancy side skirt right here, which is gloss black. And you got a nice little fin. If you can see the detail right there, but these side skirts are really nice. I don't know why you want to change these things out, but I like them. Now, the only drawbacks on these side skirts, it acts like a shelf for some like dirt and debris and some like small rocks. So if you can see right there, you know, there's a few small rocks because I basically just washed this car a day and a half ago. And then with FL5 Type-Rs, you're gonna have gloss black mirrors as opposed to body color mirrors. Now, if you get a JDM FL5 Type-R, they're all gonna be rally red for whatever reason. I'm not sure why they have all red caps, whether you have a white car, a blue car, a black car, a gray car, etc. Okay, now let's focus on the front fenders. As you can see, there's an opening that actually is functional. You can see those plastic gills. And again, there is some debris inside those gills right there. So just now look inside the fender well going through that fender opening. So I believe they do sell aftermarket rock chip guards, so I'm probably gonna have to pick up some of those. Now, as I mentioned, that the rear quarter panels are a lot wider than the base Civics. Same thing applies for our front fenders as well. So just take a look at that view right there. Those things are pretty wide. So while we're on this image right here, now just check out the front bumper cover. The front bumper cover is wider to accommodate this wider fender. So as you can see, the bulge on that bumper cover just comes out from the headlight right there. Now, while we're talking about the bumper cover is obviously a whole different design than the base Civics. So you got this big honeycomb opening right there, and then you got a different upper grille right there with the red H, and obviously the red Type R emblem. So the upper grille, lower grille, obviously different, and this is like a gloss black finish right there. And down here at the honeycomb grills is like a matte black finish. And you got all this piano black right here that comes from the edges, flows down and goes across the bottom right there. So you gotta be real careful not to scrape this on driveways and whatnot. All right, now we got focus on the headlights right here. These headlights don't differ any from the base Civics. So these are LED headlights. You got an LED strip right there. I'll go ahead and give you guys a demonstration of that. Okay, for demonstration purposes, went ahead and turned on the hazard lights. As you can see, the headlights are on, turn signals, and the running lights as well. And a view of the headlights without the hazard lights on. So I got the running lamps and the low beams right there. And these are some fantastic headlights at night. They really light the road pretty well. I really like how that bar just goes straight across and then down an angle right there. This gives it a nice, very aggressive look. And the last body panel is the hood. So the hood is obviously a different design, and you got this actual functional hood scoop right here, which actually has a vent to it. So there is a metal tray on the bottom side. So when it does rain or wash the car, the water actually collects on that metal tray and it drips down. So I don't know if you can see the opening right there, but there's the grill opening, and this area right here is solid. And last but not least, and most importantly, you got the wheels and tires. These are 19-inch matte black wheels, which has a fantastic design, by the way, and these are wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S 265 3019s. These things really stick to the road. And then you got the bright red Brembos, which are 4-piston, by the way. And take a look at the rotors. It looks like a 2-piece rotor. You can see the detail right there. And taking a look at the rear wheel and tire, similar situation up front, especially with the wheel and tire. Michelin Pilot Sport 4S 265 3019, same size up front. However, the rear brake is much smaller than what's on the front of the car. So I don't believe these rear brakes are Brembo. It looks like almost a traditional rear brake caliper of what Honda would use, but it does have some weird wire system right there which locks things into place. And of course, the wheels and tires are finished with the signature red H symbol. That looks fantastic. And in addition, with what the FL5 Type R suspension settings have versus the base Civics, this thing sits 1 inch lower than the base Civics. It's hard to tell a difference because I don't have a side-by-side, but suspension does sit 1 inch lower from what they say. Has a good little stance right there from the factory, so not too shabby. It's not too much wheel gap. Alrighty guys, that wraps up today's video on the exterior features of the Civic Type-R FL5. And if I missed any features, please feel free to comment below and I'll be interested to see which ones I missed. Anyways, I told myself I was gonna keep this car stock, but I basically lied to myself because there's always room for a little bit of improvement. I think that Honda nailed this car from the factory almost perfect, but we got a little bit of modifications planned for this vehicle and I can't wait to show you guys. Anyhow, if you're enjoying the Civic Type-R FL5 series updates, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.